All right, y'all. This is Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 1, episode 7. I just want to tell you all happy Valentine's Day. Whether you're single or in a relationship, I really just hope you guys enjoy the day. And on a serious tip for a minute, I want to send my thoughts and my prayers out to anybody that's in Florida right now. I don't even know what part of Florida this happened in. I just walked into my mom's room and I saw the shit flashing across the TV about a mass shooting happening in a Florida high school. Like I said, not sure exactly where in Florida. But I did see, the last time I looked, I saw it was like 20 people injured. So I'm just sending my thoughts and prayers out to everybody in Florida, hoping that everybody's okay and, you know, everybody's safe. And it just seems like Florida cannot catch a break. So like I said, I'm just sending my thoughts and my prayers out to you guys, and I'm hoping that everything is okay. I mean, especially on Valentine's Day, but you know, it's crazy. But let's, you know, get on to the show. So the show starts off with Trick. He's in the kitchen, you know, cooking or whatever, and his homeboy Chronic comes through to talk to him about Joy. And, you know, Trick is telling him, yeah, you know, Trina and Dawn, you know, we was at Trina's little event or whatever, and we on the stage talking about our TNT album, and I see her in the crowd or whatever, and we go backstage or whatever, and Trina and Dawn sitting up here, like, being her representation, and this, that, and the third, and he's like, you know, one minute, it felt, you know, she talking about something, she got love for me, and then the next minute, she won out, and I'm just like, I mean, Trick, a person can have love for you and want out of the marriage or the relationship. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can still have love for a person and still want out, okay? But anyway, so he got something for her, though. He wants to have a divorce party and he wants to invite her. So then we have Amara and her mom, and guess where they are? The strip club, looking at some ratchet pussy. They at the strip club. Let me tell you something. Teresa, that's my mom's name. Teresa wouldn't even dare step in the damn strip club, let alone with me. Okay? That's just that ain't the type of stuff that me and my mom do together, you know, and I ain't judging, but I'm just saying, I was just like, and honestly and truthfully, even if my mom was cool going to the strip club with me, I don't even know if I would want to go with her. But you know, everybody's, you know, relationship is different, so it is what it is. But I was just like, but anyway, so, you know, after the strip club, they're outside in the parking lot talking, and, you know, Amara, she's just frustrated. She thought she would have made it by now, as far as like crossing over into the American music market. And you know, they showed us like where her mom works at. Her mom, I guess, works at some type of restaurant, and she be in the kitchen cooking. And her mom is talking about maybe she should get a second job to, you know, continue to help Amara out. And she feels as though she's not doing enough for Amara, and that just, you know, kind of hurt Amara and everything, because she feels like her mom has done it all for her, you know, and she just feels like things is not happening for her quick enough. But although, like I told you guys before, Amara just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with whatever record label she signed the deal with, so, you know, she fine now, you know, but yeah, you know, she just feels like it's not, you know, things is not happening quick enough for her, and, you know, they just having a moment, or they both emotional, and probably, you know, them drinking and stuff, you know, you know what liquor do to you sometimes, you get all emotional and shit. I found myself tearing up. I said, fuck, like, like, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Amara's just tired of putting on the front like she got it like that when she really don't. And yeah, you know, like I said, they just had their little moment. So then we have, you know, Chiara and Chinese Nicky meeting up or whatever. I don't even remember where they met up at. They met up somewhere. Chiara is telling Nicky, you know, about Gunplay's friend being murdered, and, you know, he hasn't been himself ever since that happened, and the friend was actually murdered a day before Gunplay's birthday. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's even more fucked up. You know, it's one thing when your friend is murdered, that's already fucked up in itself, but when your friend or somebody you care about is murdered like a day before your birthday, like that, yeah, that should get you for real. But anyway, so Nikki is like, listen, I'm not trying to fuck up what y'all got going on or nothing like that, but I did see him at the bar the other day, and he did look kind of, shook up when I said your name or whatever. And, Chiara, she's like, yeah, he's been out real late talking about he in the studio, this, that, and the third. And when, I went through his stuff one day, $100 bill dropped out and it was some white residue on it. So he's pretty much using again. And Chiara, she just feels like, she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do at this point because she thought that they was on the same page. She thought that he was done with the drugs and all that, this, that, and the third. And she's like, when he's on the drugs, he's two different people. When he's himself, he's nice and sweet and, a jokester like we've been seeing from Gunplay. You know what I'm saying? But when he's on that stuff, he's just a completely different person. It's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of situation. And, she wants to be there for him, but she doesn't want to feel like he's tearing her down in the process. And, that's how it be sometimes, us women, we be with our dude through their trials and tribulations, trying to, be there for them or whatever. And in the process, it's tearing us down and we end up losing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And Nikki was telling her, it's cool to be there for him and anything and everything, but don't lose yourself in the process of trying to be there for him or whatever. Which is true. Like I said, sometimes when shit like that happens, we end up losing ourselves trying to be there for, our man and stuff like that. And, it's just a messed up situation. But anyways, moving on, we have Joy and Don. They're at Joy's shop or whatever, and some strippers, they come through to deliver Joy like this invitation or whatever. And so she finds out when she opens it up, she sees that it's an invitation to Trick's divorce party or whatever. And Joy and Don, they both feel like, oh, he being messy as fuck and disrespectful or whatever. And she's saying how like, Trick did all this stuff, and Trick was telling people, when she left, he was telling people how she was a thought and all this other stuff. I said, yeah, girl, I could believe that. Trick seemed like that type of person that would do some shit like that. Y'all see the way he been acting this whole time? When it comes to her, like, yeah, it seemed like he'd be the motherfucker to do some shit like that. And y'all know dudes do that shit all the time. When they be in the wrong in the relationship, they quick to tell somebody, oh, well, she was a thought anyway. She was a hoe anyway. And well, they ain't even nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And Joy was like that she's not sure if it's the lupus or whatever it is that's making him be this person. And Don is like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He tried to tell me that you left around the time when y'all found out he had lupus. And Joy is like, this motherfucker had lupus for 10 years. Like, what is he talking about? Like, I left way after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So, Joy is like, okay, he want to play this game. We can play this game. It's going to be a motherfucking funeral. I tell you that. So, then we have Veronica and Steph. They're in the studio. Veronica is doing her song or whatever in the studio. They step outside for a minute so they can have a conversation about JoJo. Veronica is telling Steph, aka My Little Pony, about the sit down that she had with JoJo. And Steph, she's offended by the hood comment that JoJo made and everything, because a lot of JoJo's clients is from the hood. So it's like, what are you trying to say here? You trying to act like you better than somebody because you was born into money, this, that, and the third, whatever. So as they're having this conversation, Trina comes through, and I was kind of shocked because I thought Trina was going to be shooting scenes only with, like, her cousins and stuff, like with Bobby and Joy. I didn't think that, she would be shooting, like, maybe a scene here and there with, like, you know what I'm saying? But, she comes through, And, you know, Steph is like, yeah, you know, My Little Pony. She's like, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, tell Veronica not to worry about the bullshit or whatever. And Trina is just telling them, listen, just focus on your music, stay out of the drama, this, that, and the third. Y'all know how Trina do. And so, Veronica is like, I'm gonna be honest, like, Trina was the only one who was fucking with me when I, you know, I guess Veronica made this song called Panty or something like that. And Trina was the only one that was rocking with her or whatever at the time. And, you know, Trina is like, yeah, you know, I rock with it and everything, but I'm not going to lie. One thing bothered me, and that was you using the N-word, you know, saying nigga. And pretty much, you know, long story short, Veronica is making excuses as to why she should be able to use, you know, nigga. And listen, we already know why. She cannot use that word. I mean, anytime you have to make excuses as to why you should be able to use the word, you probably shouldn't use the word. I'm just saying. Anytime you got to make excuses as to why you should be able to use it, because she was sitting up here talking about something. What'd she say? She was like, you know, I'm from the hood, and, you know, when I come around certain people, they treat me like a minority, and this, that, and that. Like I said, if you gotta make excuses as to why you should be able to use the word, you probably shouldn't be using it. And I'ma just leave it at that. Y'all could leave in the comments how y'all feel about that shit, okay? But anyways, and then too, I felt like Trina didn't press her enough about that shit. Trina, you know, once Veronica gave her explanation, Trina was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know, it is what it is pretty much. And I was like, nah, Trina didn't press her enough about that shit, but whatever. So then we have Shay. She's like in this parking lot or whatever. And apparently Dawn is her ace boon coon. I'm not sure exactly when this happened or whatever. Hold on, y'all. Pour a little bit more bubbly up in here. But yeah, Dawn is like her ace boon coon or whatever. Like I said, I don't know when this happened. And, you know, she meets up with her in this parking lot because Shay is not happy because Scrappy is linking up with Nikki and Kitty because she saw a Snapchat video or something like that of Scrappy doing like a Snapchat video with Nikki and everything. And she wants to have a meeting with Nikki and Kitty or whatever. And like I said, she got Dawn there with her to be her muscle and everything. So Nikki and Kitty, they show up or whatever to the parking lot. And Nikki is like, you know, if Shay gonna be on some grown women shit, she gonna be on some grown women shit too. So, you know, Shay is like, girl, I don't even know you for real, but you just did like a weak bitch move by pulling me from, pulling my hair from the back and everything. And Nikki is like, listen, I felt like it was a misunderstanding. I thought it was a tussle going on, and I just know my daughter was involved and everything. And like I told you guys before, typically I'm not with that, getting somebody from behind type of shit. But I made an exception for Nikki because of the fact that her daughter was involved, and, she's her mom. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't be really too mad about that. But, and Shay understood it too. Shay was like, you know what? I understand that, you a mom protecting your cub and everything. But my issue was with Mint Chocolate talking about Gabby, and Kitty is like, yeah, well, that's my friend and everything. And y'all was trying to jump her or whatever, this, that, and third. I'm not sure if Shay and Liz was trying to necessarily jump Gabby or whatever. I think Shay was trying to find her answers first or whatever. And then maybe Liz was going to try to find her answers as to how, Prince and Gabby know each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they was going to try to jump her. You know what I mean? But I felt like at that moment, Kitty really didn't need to jump in. because the situation hadn't even gotten to that point where it looked like they was going to jump her, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, she's like, you know, like I said, she's like, that's my friend and everything, whatever, whatever. And Shay is like, no, we wasn't trying to jump her or nothing like that. I was trying to have a conversation with her. She threw a drink on me, so I threw a drink back. And, you know, Kitty is like, well, my friend was involved, so I'm going to be involved and everything. And then they start arguing back and forth. And I'm just like, oh my God, because the conversation seemed like it was going cool at first. And I was like, oh, okay. But you know, love and hip hop, y'all know how they do. So, you know, the conversation just went completely left, and Kitty and Shay start getting into it. And Dawn is like, these the dusty ass bitches that, you know, Scrappy had on his Snapchat or whatever. I said, Dawn, you got the nerve to call somebody dusty. I'm just saying. Y'all know I don't like Dawn. I ain't like her on Atlanta, and I don't like her on here either. Okay? So, you know, of course, security getting in the middle of all of them and everything, even though ain't nothing really popping off for real. But, you know, security just gotta be there just in case some shit pop off. So, you know, Shay feels as though she gonna shut shit down with Scrappy and Chinese Kitty and Nikki. And I'm just like, I'm gonna say something about that in a minute. Amara, just real quick, Amara, she meets up with Hollywood, and I'm just like, I was irritated. I'm not gonna lie, I was irritated because I feel like, Amara girl, we sitting up here having your back and everything against this sorry ass motherfucker, and you gonna link up with him. Listen, I just don't even know what to say about this shit, because I feel like he is not the only producer out here that you could have fucking met with to help push whatever songs you got that you want to be played on the radio. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. You know, like I said, we sitting up here going in on this motherfucker for her, and you meeting up with him like he the only producer in Miami to meet up with. Like, I still like you though, Amara, but I just, no. Nope. Okay. Moving on. Next. So, we have Trick's divorce party. He got a whole bunch of strippers in there and everything. Scrappy, he shows up, and Scrappy, he's like, shit, I didn't even know you was married. And I said, shit, Scrappy, I ain't know either. Like, dead ass. I've been fucking with Trick Daddy for years and everything, but I guess maybe I ain't been fucking with him enough, because I really did not know he was married. I really did not know he was married, y'all. But, yeah. So anyways, Strawberry and Tip, they show up and everything, and Tip, she's like, why are you throwing this party? You supposed to be at home crying and this, that, and the third. Scrappy, he's by himself. He got this stripper dancing on him or whatever, and you know, Shay shows up to confront him about, you know, Nikki and Kitty. You know, she's telling him about how they came for her and tried to fight her and all this other stuff, and you know, pretty much how, like, she's trying to be on some Bambi type of shit. Pretty much, if you fucking around with them, I ain't fucking around with your motherfucking ass. I said, okay, she trying to pull a Bambi. She trying to pull a Bambi or whatever. Once again, and I've told you guys this before, other YouTubers have told you guys this before, what gives you motherfuckers the right to sit up here and tell somebody, especially you and Scrappy just supposed to be so-called friends, what gives you the right to sit up here and tell this motherfucker who the fuck he can and can't work with? Like, girl. Okay? So, he's saying, y'all shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So she's like, oh, so you gonna work with them? You gonna work with them? And he like, no, I ain't saying that. or whatever. And she like, nah, fuck that. And she, you know, you can kiss my ass or whatever. And she walks out, whatever. Joy shows up. And Trick, he's on the mic or whatever, talking his shit. Talking about some, you know, two of my baby mamas, you know, they here or whatever. And, you know, Joy, she up in here looking like a stripper and everything. And I was just like, oh, Trick. Really? Okay. And, you know, he talking about something. He got his side chicks up in here. And, you know, I ain't marrying no more of you hoes and all this other stuff. You know, just acting a fool. So after he gets off the mic and everything, she presents him like this bill or whatever from, you know, her lawyer. And it looks like he was ripping it up at first and everything. And, you know, he's like, listen, give me until tomorrow. I'll give you the money. I'll give you whatever you want, this, that, and the third. And I was like, oh, this went better than I thought it was going to go. He was like, fuck it, shit. This is what she want, I'm going to give it to her, you know, whatever. So then we have gunplay and, you know, Chiara confronting him about, you know, him getting back on drugs or, you know, relapsing. He's at like this video shoot or whatever. She already knows that he's on one. He's on one, you know. And she's like, what's wrong with you? Like, you tweaking or whatever. And he's like, man, it's a video shoot or whatever. And she's like, yeah, but it's all about coke and everything. She confronts him about, you know, relapsing or whatever. And, you know, he's upset with her because she nagging. But, of course, you guys know how drug addicts be. When you confront them about some shit, they feel like you nagging and this, that, and the third. So he going off on her saying, you know, I'm the one paying the bills and all this other stuff. And, you know, she's like, you need to go get help or I'm done with you. And he throws, you know, a chair and sent him here telling her to go get on or whatever. Fuck your apartment. And because she told him, don't come back to my apartment. So he was like, fuck your apartment and all this other stuff. And then, y'all know, when it comes to these reality shows, there be a lot of shit that be staged and everything. I don't want to feel like gunplay relapsing is staged or fake or whatever. Like I told you guys many times before, I love gunplay. And it just kind of made me sad to, like, see that. To see that from him, you know. And I hope that he has gotten help for, you know, everything that he's going through. And, you know, yeah. But, that's all I have, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back. Make sure you guys share here, share there, share every motherfucking where. And I'll see y'all in the next one, y'all. All right, bye.